This little story is about a big turnaround, a story about young, vibrant and promising lives dashed to a brutish and nasty end by drugs, crime and teenage sex. It begins in Dandora in 2009. We set out on a mission to interrogate firsthand the already widespread notion that life for youth in this high-density Nairobi slum was irreversibly steeped in a tragic cycle of abuse, violence and vice. But more importantly, we set out to understand why. Our findings unraveled an intricate complex of social, cultural and environmental factors that cause and aggravate the problem. We found out that poverty will force a student to work in the quarries or sell water to earn income for their family. We heard the stories about students who are orphaned or have parents who are gravely ill. Some students told us about the intense burden of peer pressure. Lack of information was another factor that contributes to feeding the cycle. The harsh reality of life in Dandora is just a case in point, a single chapter in a much bigger story about the youth in danger in slums around the world. Often, the stakes are very high. Joseph was hooked on drugs by the time he was 10. John was raised in Korogosho slum, growing and sharing with 7 other boys, his close friends. Today, John is the last man standing. All 6 of his childhood playmates are now dead. This war has casualties. They are the young. Their numbers grow by the day. Our response was the SEAL High School project. SEAL stands for Sexual Reproductive Health, Economic Empowerment, Academic and Career Mentorship, and Leadership and Governance. SEAL is a bold intervention to neutralize the social, cultural, and environmental factors that trigger substance abuse, sexual abuse, and criminal delinquency. SEAL engages with a student circle of influence, touching the people who matter most in a student's life. SEAL engages peers, parents or guardians, teachers, and school leadership to get real buy-in and share information that could make massive difference for a student. By working with all these stakeholders, SEAL is successfully addressing the social determinants of health among the youth. It's been 3 years since SEAL was born and we're excited about the progress. It's fantastic to see reduced cases of early pregnancies and fewer school dropouts. Parents talk about having better relationships with their teenagers. What's more, school leadership, management and teachers are now part of the dialogue. Remember Joseph? He's no longer on drugs. His life is transformed and full of brilliant aspirations. He is now a peer educator on a mission to empower 10 students to reach 100. Remember John? Days of despair are far behind him. He's finished high school and went on to apply what he's learned in the SEAL entrepreneurship curriculum to start his own business. You see, SEAL is more than just about turnarounds and high hopes. It's a story about humanity, about heroic compassion and truth in action. For to make a lasting difference, your ideas need not be big. They just have to transform the world. And that's our little story about big change.